Dom here from Essential RC. Thanks for tuning in for another flight test, and this one I'm quite excited about actually, because I have been doing FPV projects for quite some time. Although when I say FPV, for the uninitiated, first person view, which is where you wear goggles and you are seeing what is captured by a camera that I put on the RC aeroplane. Now, for drones, that's fine to have the camera, the FPV camera, fixed on the drone, and it doesn't have to move around, because FPV drone pilots can just, you know, move the drone around to see what they want to see. But when it comes to putting an FPV camera in an aeroplane like this Sky Cruiser, we want to be able to move our head left and right, up and down at least, to pan and tilt the camera that is in the cockpit inside the aeroplane. Now, to date, that has been quite involved, quite complex. Why is that? Is because head tracking, capturing head movement, has not been an integral part of digital HD systems. Hasn't been until now. So I've had to buy an external head tracker to mount on the side of the goggles, and that sends those pan tilt movements down a cable into the trainer port on the transmitter. That in turn sends those pan tilt movements to the receiver onto two channels to two servos that are in a 3D printed gimbal that is within the RC aeroplane. So this takes quite a while to set up, and I've always thought, isn't it a shame that FPV manufacturers don't come up with that all integrated into the system? And they have. It is great that Caddx have had the vision to actually do that, and this is the Goggles L. This is their latest and more of a budget friendly solution for FPV, because it's single screen. And to be honest, historically I've got on better with single screen FPV goggles than I have the two screen versions. So Goggles L from Caddx actually includes a head tracker within it. The other fantastic thing is that there's no cable. I don't have to plug this into the trainer port on my transmitter, because it sends the signal for pan tilt directly to the video transmitter that is attached to the camera. But how does it attach? How does it actually move the camera? That is, Caddx also provide 3 different versions of a gimbal that you can use with FPV projects, the GM1, 2 and 3. And what I put in here is the GM3, which has pan, tilt and roll as well. So it will pick up all different axis movements of my head while I'm wearing these goggles. And I've not had to do any plumbing. All you have to do when you get the GM3 gimbal is you will see that it has 2 cables. It has 1 cable to go to the camera and 1 cable to go to the video transmitter. So you have to take the cover off the video transmitter, the back cover off the camera, detach the cable that comes with, and then attach the gimbal cables to that and close those up, attach the camera into the gimbal, mount your video transmitter onto a 3D printed mount that you can do, or you could Velcro that into your RC aeroplane, and you're ready to go. What I've also done to power the gimbal and to power the VTX, the video transmitter, I've connected those together, the black leads wires together, the red leads together, and connected those to a 3S female balance plug, so that I can use my flight battery that I'm using to power this model to power the FPV system that's in the model as well. So not too complicated to do it now, and I get really excited about doing FPV projects because I don't like flying. I don't like heights. I have an absolute loathing of flying or you know, going on holiday, I would rather go by car than I would on an airplane, and I can't even get up in a ladder. But unusually, when I'm inside the cockpit and flying around FPV, I don't get any of the, you know, any symptoms, you know, of feeling a sickness from doing that. This is a great solution for me for getting that experience of flying at 400 feet and cruising around and getting that view and flying formation with other aircraft. So fantastic that Caddx are doing this now. The links for this are in the video description and the pinned comment if you want to look up the price and the components you need to buy: the goggles L, the gimbal GM123, and the HD Pro kit that you can get from Caddx as well. But moving on to this is a great flying model. The Sky Cruiser have flown this, done 2 or 3 videos on this, have now installed the GM3 gimbal with the HD Pro kit in here, so I can get the onboard view from within this Cessna type RC aeroplane, and I'm going to fly it around and see how it works. And power in 3, 2, 1. And I'm up.
That looks pretty effortlessly.
Up.
You're going
behind the pits?
Yeah.
Alright, so
right.
Any direction appreciated.
Yeah.
My
so,
view is a little bit limited.
Yeah, if you just carry it straight ahead for probably about 5 seconds, it should take you out further enough that you have plenty of space to play with.
Right, now.
Okay, should be good now.
Okay. Just going to get my bearings. There's the flying field.
Just this way, or me waving anyway.
I'll come over this way and then bank over. And there we are down there, looking through the side window. All very intuitive so far, I think. Now let's come around again, half throttle.
You'll probably feel the wind's picking up a little bit. Looks like a really good airframe to be doing this with. It looks quite...
It's very well, we've flown it before. It's very stable,
yeah.
I have to say that.
And forgiving, I reckon.
Yeah, it will fly quite slowly. So you can see the aileron horn moving there. Bob looks happy.
He hasn't got his sick bag out yet.
Not yet. Now, so I'm flying like that, Trev.
Yeah.
Is that flying level, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, maybe if anything, just a tad going down.
I'm thinking maybe I could be doing with being a little bit higher in the seat, but...
Oh, you're stalling?
Oh!
Yeah, for some reason it's pulling up.
That was probably me. Thanks for that, back on course.
Right, it recovered really quick. You were high enough, not that it was a problem.
Yeah, I'm staying high.
Yeah.
All good. I'm getting better view out the side windows, to be honest. I can see the landing strip over that way.
That's probably the same with the full size, I should imagine. Don't really
You think so?
I reckon, yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it's normally just a little dashboard in front of you, isn't it?
And that's what it is with this. I can see the top half of the propeller.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting on landing. But I'm going to be descending on landing, so it might not be so bad.
Tell you what would be interesting, so when you fly a full-size plane, you normally use the top of the dashboard to line up with the beginning of the runway. Use that to gauge your descent, I should say. So as long as you keep the top of the dashboard level with the start of the runway, it kind of brings you down at a constant angle to the runway.
Right, okay.
You're just above us now, so you could do going to
further
right.
out.
Yeah, a bit to your right.
Doing that. There we are, down there, quite high.
Yeah.
Gaining height quite quickly. All right.
You're probably not as high as what you think you are, but you're at a good height. You're not like miles up high. loop. Take it that's intentional, a loop.
Yeah.
I won't panic then.
That was intentional. Again, I can see the strip over there. Going to do the same thing. I find it more interesting to...
above us now.
All right, I'll go out a bit further, sorry.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, it's so important to have a spotter. You can lose your bearings quite quickly. All right, here we go. Another loop.
What was that? Blue sky, then green.
Yeah. And there we are down there. Quick roll. FPV, fixed wing, you can lose your position quite quickly. So that's why it's important to have a spotter. And the only way you can really overcome that is by using a flight controller that has GPS. Because if I had the telemetry on top of the display, the view that I'm looking at, I would have OSD, which is the on-screen display of telemetry data, and I'd have an arrow back to home, which would be very helpful. Right, okay, I think that's enough flying. So we're going to prep for landing. So I'm going away from the strip at the moment, I think, Trev, yes?
Yeah, you are. Now so you're going parallel with the strip.
Parallel, so we're going to fly out this way. Would that make sense in terms of landing?
Yeah, everything you're doing so far looks good.
Height is going to be a little bit hard to judge. I'm going to go out here.
Height looks pretty good, to be honest with you.
I'm going to put in...
You want to probably start your turn now, I'd say. You should be lined up with the strip now. You see it okay?
Yeah. Centre line.
You're drifting out to the side.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. Go ahead more to your left.
I am heading that way. Look good.
A bit more to the left if you can. Okay, yeah, yeah, you're down. Well, it's bounced. You're down. It's in one piece.
Yay! I think that was a bit of a rough landing, but I was literally looking at dashboard and not the horizon.
It did like a bounce, I think, which probably would have thrown you. Once it lands on the ground, you expect it to stay there. So did Bob.
So did Bob.
Yeah.
He's very silent. He's very quiet and trusting chap. Is Bob. So there you go. First flight with the Caddx GM3 pan tilt gimbal with the HD Pro kit and the goggles L. Absolutely fantastic. So easy to set up. Just have to power it through the balanced plug on the flight battery 3S, and I 3D printed a little mount, and I can easily put that in and out of different models.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, so I'm going to put it in a Yak 11 next, and then a Jet. So we'll see how it copes with that. But thanks very much for spotting, Trev. That was a lot of fun to try that out. We'll be back soon on Essential RC with similar projects. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.